Good afternoon, John Schwartz, Remax. Just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk to you about negotiating commissions. I hope you're doing well. I hope these videos are helpful to you. I'm excited to be doing these more regular just to give some tips and tricks and some hacks over the years that I've learned to try to help to make your business a little more successful and easier. One of the things I always try to do is I always kind of look at what the masses are doing and try to figure out what's different or what can be done differently, because as you know, the masses aren't the ones that are doing the most of the production. And then I look at the top producers over here and I see what they do consistently. And I study that, I look at that, I've read over the years and different things, and through my own experience, I think I have a unique way of looking at some of these things that might be helpful to you to try to help build your business better. I saw a post on Facebook, I just had my head boggled and just like going crazy. I kept seeing it pop up like 6-7 times yesterday. And I'm thinking, it must have came from one of these guru networking classes or one of these training programs, that somebody got, and they just kept cut and pasting it. And one of the things, commissions are negotiable. It says that on the contract, on the listing contract. So agents a lot of times are so worried about negotiating that commission, how to get around that. And some will say, well, I'll never negotiate my commission. I know my worth and all that stuff. Well, that works with some people and certain things and certain areas, but sometimes I see an agent that's been in the business 3 months, put stuff out there. I know my worth. I'm worth my 6. Then they just justify their commission, their numbers or what have you. You don't know your worth after 3 months. You have no idea what your worth is, and you're probably not worth what you're charging. I gotta be honest with you, after 3 months. Maybe you can do what you got to do. Maybe you have the tools in your business to do it. If you're smart, you're open-minded, you get help from other people to help you do the best for your client in 3 months. But you know what? Some of the commissions are negotiable. It doesn't take you any more work to sell a $1 million home than it does a $25,000 home. So why wouldn't the guy on $1 million home want a 5% commission? Why wouldn't you be open to that? If the guy was reasonable in pricing the house was right, and it looked great, it was perfect, he was willing to help you, give you a proper length of time to try to sell it. Would you rather have a 6% commission in 30 days on an expensive home, or a 5% commission in a year? You got to think about those things and negotiate those things and think about what's right for you, what's right for your client, what makes sense for you. I'm not saying you should do it and be flexible and everything, but it is negotiable in New Jersey for a reason. You know what? You should get good at that skill, because you're also negotiating their sale prices and their terms of their contracts when that time comes. So you want to make sure you get good at it. One of the things I just saw, I said in this post that was going around, which had me just losing my mind, was it shows all the where the commission goes, and this is what I have to pay for this, I have to pay for that, I have to pay for the marketing, the advertising, I put gas in my car, I have this, I got that. This is where the 6% goes. And I'm here to tell you that's probably the single dumbest strategy I've ever heard as far as trying to negotiate a commission. To tell a client what your expenses are and what your problems. He don't give a shit what your problems are at all, what your expenses are. When you go into Walmart or Target to buy whatever it is you're buying, be it TV, do you care what Walmart's electric bill is, what their gas bill is, what they pay their employees, their insurance costs, their overhead, their shrink, their taxes? No, you don't care, right? It's either worth that or it's not. It's either the value's there or it's not. So when your client is coming to you giving you a hard time about commission, I'm not saying a hard time, because I can't imagine justifying all this stuff unless you're getting a hard time. They're coming to you because they don't see value in what you're offering for that money, right, for that fee. Now, I'll tell you, most of the time you go in and you say, when I sit down with a seller, I'll go over, this is what I think I can get you for the house. I'm telling you all the things I can do for you. This is my experience. This is our network of professionals that we use. This is why we're going to close it for the highest price. This is why we're going to close it on time. This is our track record. This is who we work with. These are the benefits. Now, are you ready to sell the house and try to buy another one? This is what I think I can get you. After your fees and everything, you probably will net this. We can use this down on this house. You can go this way with your mortgage. And also, you know the mortgage products. You know the down payment numbers roughly. You know the rates roughly. You're educated. Okay? And then you explain that to them. And then when you sit down and go over numbers with them, okay, here's where your money's going to go. You have a transfer tax. This is what our office charges. This is blah. And most of the time, they won't even say anything. A lot of times, agents are so concerned about it, they start negotiating commission before they're even asked about it. And if they are asking you about it, they say, well, wow, that seems like a lot of money. Okay, or maybe They saw somewhere they're just supposed to ask for it. Well, then, if that's the case, 9 times out of 10, they're not ready to negotiate that argument with you either. You're going in prepared, knowing you might have to negotiate commission. Do you think your seller's ready to negotiate commission on you? And if you do, don't start talking about all the different things. So when they say to you, oh, well, that sounds like a lot of money. Does it? Why? Let me ask you, sir, why do you feel it sounds like a lot of money? And then, in the back of your head, it's industry standard, right? Whatever you're charging, it's a fair rate. You have a reason for it. Well, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was more. I don't know. Is this the first time you sold a house? Have you looked around, done any research? Do you think it's a lot? If I get it is kind of built into the fact, we are using that. Part of that tools we put in the MLS, available to all the agents in the area, which helps build a market value, bring you the most money for your house. Something like that. Again, bringing value. And there's different companies. You're not advertising a cheap product. You're not advertising, hey, we do it for $2.99 flat fee. So you're not competing with those companies. If they say, oh, well, this company was, doing it for $2.50 flat fee or 1% flat fee. All right, well, you didn't call them, you called me. You obviously want a higher level of service and a higher net number for your home, because you can always go to a discount broker. You can get a discounted price, a discounted service. You can go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger, or you can go to Capital Grille and get a cheeseburger. All right, McDonald's advertises cheap burgers, cheap price. When you get it at McDonald's, you open your burger up, and the cheese is on sideways, the bun's kind of smashed in, doesn't look like it does on the commercial for the dollar menu. Are you angry at McDonald's? You freaked out. You're like, I got what I paid for. You came to me because you wanted a Capital Grille burger. You wanted one that was right, perfect, guaranteed. There's a problem with it, you're going to throw it at me, and I'm going to sit there and bring it back. And it's going to be just like it was advertised. Or I'm going to give you your money back, or whatever. Again, you're just going to give your value to your client. And I don't think you have to get too hung up on a conversation about it. But I think once you start justifying it, well, this is what I got to spend, this is what I got to spend. It's just every business has expenses. Everybody in business, and that's the part of doing business, going to business. Don't complain about it, don't whine about it. Certainly don't share it with your client about it. And don't post it all over the internet and Facebook justifying about it either. If you learn something in a seminar that's good, useful, think about it, use it. But again, you're there to provide value to your client. That's what you're charging that fee for. That's got to be worth it to them. If not, that's when you're going to have a hard time negotiating it. You know what? It's okay to mess that up sometimes, but go back and work on that skill, work on that negotiating skill. And here's another one too. If I didn't negotiate hard with you, how am I going to do when somebody gives you an offer? How am I going to negotiate with them? Well, how are you going to negotiate that? That's what I would say. Show me how you're going to negotiate more money for my house. If I'm willing to do a deal at $200, I'm the seller, and you got an offer of $190, and they say this is my best and final, how are you getting to $200? You gonna tell them how nice my cabinets are? Is that gonna work? You tell them how I always keep up the landscaping, and it's been perfectly maintained, and all that stuff. Are you gonna do all that? Now, there's things you can negotiate and things you can't. All right. And sitting there in my living room telling me, well, this is how I'm negotiating. So you're gonna tell me you're a hard nose? That's it? You're hard to deal with? That's what you are? That's not gonna work either. Again, don't make it about you. Don't make it about what your expenses are. Don't make it about what you're gonna do or how awesome you are. Tell your client why they chose you, why they made the right decision, and that they called you because they didn't want to do it themselves. They think you can get more for them than they can do themselves. And the difference of that should be that value of that fee. So if you're charging 6%, you better have an answer on why your 6% fee is better than him doing it himself and why you're going to make more. Show him you're going to get 10% more. Whatever you got to do. But you make sure that you make it about them and not you. And don't justify your fee, your cost. All right, thanks a lot, guys.